Welcome back to another unsolicited, uneducated football analysis by your friend David Valentin. This time, I'm going to be talking about the defeat by the women's national team this morning versus Sweden in the Olympics. 3-0, 3-0, a goleada. That's what we call it where I'm from. That's when your team loses by three or more goals, unanswered goals. I am super happy that that happened. I think it was time for the United States women's team to taste their own blood and realize they're mortals. I can tell you that watching these women, these old broads way past their 30th birthday, getting their brains bashed in by Sweden just gives me so much hope that in the future we are never going to fall on the trap of believing our own hype. You see, when a few years back in the World Cup, when we saw these women humiliating their opposition by showboating on this ridiculous, offensive, obscene, and crass goal celebrations, and when people dare to complain about them, people were like, well, the men do it. I'm sorry. Men don't do sipping teas. Men don't count how many goals. Men don't get on the ground like they're rowing. I mean, they don't do that to a foe that is down 7 goals. They don't do that. Okay? You have to be humble in victory and gracious in defeat. That's how you should be. Actually, I would say it the other way. You have to be humble in defeat and gracious in victory. That can work too. You have to respect the opponent. The opponent works really hard to get where they are, and they want to play, and everybody has a 50-50 chance of winning, and they lost. You have to respect them. Losing really sucks. I hate losing at anything in life. But you learn and you move on. But while the women of the national team were busy going on meaningless tours that were nothing but cash grabs, while these women were busy going on talk shows, while these women were busy writing books and telling you to shut the hell up, that they were world champions, the rest of the world was like Rocky chasing the chicken in the barn. That famous scene that we saw in Rocky 4 when he fights Drago. Well, guess what? The rest of the world is Rocky, and the United States is Drago. Sometimes, yes, sometimes we happen to be the baddies. And what Sweden did today is they showed up with a very young team, a very professional team, a very well-drilled team, and they beat the brains out of the United States. And they show them, guess what? We can play too. The ball is round. It's 90 minutes on the clock. The pitch is green in every continent of the world. And that is important to remember, because when people always compare the men's side to the women's side, they say, well, the women win. Why can't the men do it? I'm going to tell you why. Because think about football competitions as a drag race, and think that the United States and in men and women drive the same car for the competitions. The difference is when the men show up to drag race, they show up against people with more experience, with a flashier car, better engineering, better fuel, better mechanics, better everything. But when the women show up to drag race, their competition shows up in a 1989 Corolla. That's how it is. That's why they win the way they do. So now that the world's catching up, and I've been saying this for the last 10 years, that the world is catching up. The days of sipping tea may be coming to an end. But it's not all doom and gloom. Just like the game in Trinidad and Tobago a few years back, where we failed to qualify for Russia for the World Cup, was a palate cleansing moment that transformed our federation. It pushed us to seek new talent, new players, And today we're ripping up. We're benefiting from the fact that we have probably some of the best talent to ever wear the national jersey. And in my opinion, we are at the footsteps or the doorsteps of quite possibly a golden era in men's football. This defeat could quite possibly do that. What I would like to see after the Olympics, I would like to see all these women, 32 and over, to be thanked for their service and have them run to the sunset and give the opportunity to younger talent, better talent, to come and play. There's no reason why a woman that is 36 years old, and I'm not gonna mention her name. You guys know who I'm talking about. That she's always in your face, throwing out how she's so whatever, idiot. There's no way a 36-year-old woman should be in the American team when our competition's average age is 23. Listen, Father Time, as far as I know, is undefeated. He wins no matter what. He always does. I'm going to finish this off by saying that if you are following the women's team because they appeal to your politics or because they are feminist icons, according to you, because I just don't think feminism is about hating men, demeaning men, or seeking special treatment, calling it equality. Again, you can hate me, unfriend me, unfollow me if you want. But these are the type of things that I would like to tell you on Twitter. But the problem is that you go and you report me and they take away my account because my opinion does not matter if you disagree with it. In my opinion, you don't want to hear it when you have the options of blocking me, unfollowing me, muting me, or just keep scrolling. So I have to go on Twitter. I have to go on YouTube to post a video because it's the only safe place left. But soon you will probably take that away too. So to finish this off, maybe you do all that. So where does that leave the football? I ask. Where are the fans that follow the national team because they're proud Americans and they want to see quality football and they love football? Where are those people? Where are those people? Perhaps it's time for them to be in those stands and to leave the flavor of the month people, the people that want to just go and clap like seals after the ninth goal against a pack of women from a third world country who are all either high school or college students or stay-at-home moms or part-time because they have to have a second job to make ends meet. Maybe it's time for our women to be representative of the values that we hold dear here in the United States, where we say that if you work really, really hard, you can achieve anything. Women that will embody the American concept of being the best while also being gracious and humble. Maybe it's time to embrace that. That's just my feelings about it. So with that, my friends, I conclude this video reminding all of you that the beautiful game is the international language. Football will make you cry for joy or anger. Football is unpredictable and cruel. Football is football, and that's the way I like it. And my friends, if football has never made you cry, have you really football? Ask yourself that. So to the women, I wish you the best, and I hope that I get to swallow my words by you winning. And whatever, I don't even know. But yeah, of course, I want the U.S. to win everything. But I think is a very humbling experience what happened today, and very encouraging because, to be quite honest, if you're winning, where do you leave room for improvement, right? With that said, go USA, go football, and I'll be here for my next video.